It's official. Seventh Region Coalition. StreamYard. StreamYard,
y'all. We told y'all we was gonna start doing it big. We just needed a little help, you know what I mean?
just a teeny bit, right? Not a lot. Not a lot.
Just a couple of months, few years, we would eventually would have got on. You know, it's all good. Anyway.
Look, before we get started, we got to do our intro. We got a little intro. So hold on.
All right, we got it. Let's do it.
But you don't know this virus. It's new, it's different. But you don't know this virus. It's new, it's different. It mutates and goes in different directions with a different strain of itself. So whether I'm present or absent, the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam must call our scientists. Yes, sir. Come and let's sit down. Yes, sir. Our virologists, our epidemiologists, those of us who know the science. We cannot let them bring anything to us that we don't dissect.
Coalition. Did you hear that last part right there? Yes. We cannot let them bring anything to us that we are not willing to dissect.
Anything.
Come on. Listen. And I want to just say that was a beautiful video. Okay. With some straight instructions. It's very clear. Very clear. Right. Can't get any more clear than that.
How about this, Sister Michelle, host with the mostest? Y'all go out there and find some other brothers and sisters that look like you and love like us that have followed those instructions for the last 365 plus days.
Come on. Yeah. But listen. Let's start this off right.
Come on.
First off, come on, StreamYard, y'all. This big us, okay? This is huge, okay?
It's my inch, family.
Okay, and I want to give a real special shout out to Sister Kalila because listen, come on. Listen, I'm in the boat with you, but you steering the boat tonight. That's right. Okay?
That's right. I give you a standing ovation, Sister Kalila, if I don't think I would knock over my computer.
Give it up. If y'all know, all I got to know is, boy, I'm sweating. I need all of it. I need all that energy.
Don't tell them that you're sweating.
Look, this is my family. I got to be real with my family.
That's right. You got to be real with the family. Now, considering family, listen, welcome. Thursday Talks.
Here we are.
Here we go again. I want to welcome everyone that's joining in. Please continue to come on in. Please like, share, Facebook, IG, because that's where we are too. Just come on, bring a friend. Just come on in, bring somebody with you. We got a lot of great topics this evening. Wow. Of course, before I even get started with that, let's thank the 7th Region Coalition foot team on the ground.
Outstanding work.
Making it happen.
That team right there.
That's right. Responding to comments as they come in. Letting our family know that they're welcome. They can give their comments and whatever questions that you may have. We enjoy you. We thank you. Our team is just there to support you, and we could not do what we do without them. So I thank everybody that's on there pushing the comments. We love you. We thank you. And we just appreciate you. Okay. That's our 7th Region Coalition foot team. And of course, we love you, audience, for just coming on and just hearing what we have to say. Because, y'all know the deal. Number one, we're just trying to do what?
Save lives.
Save lives. And Sister Kalila, you know what? They not what? What they not doing?
They ain't doing nothing.
Come on, crew. All right. So as we getting into our show, now listen, I'm your sister Michelle. I'm the moderator for the team tonight. Of course,
hostess with the mostest. Y'all give it up for our hostess with the mostest, Sister Michelle Muhammad.
here. So I am going to be moderating this evening against we got the 7th Region Coalition, small team. We try to do big things. That's how we do. All right, and so I won't belabor the message, but again, I want everybody to remember: go grab a friend, go grab your mom, your sister, your brother, your cousin. Your community people, share it out. Do what you got to do, but just make sure they on here listening to what we trying to save lives. So we're not trying to give y'all something that you can't use.
That's right.
Do your
That's
part.
it.
That's right.
Okay. So
Do your part.
that's right. That's right, Brother Loud. So I'm gonna pass it over to you, the baton. You know how we do. We pass it this way or
This way.
pass it
Got
that
it.
way.
Great.
Listen,
I got it.
We're gonna catch it. We're gonna catch it. That's
what we
it.
gonna do?
Anyway, thank you, everyone. Good evening. If I haven't said good evening, assalamu alaikum. Everybody, just so happy that you're here. And Brother Lau, I'll hand it over to you. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Well,
And
alaikum salam to you, dear man. And we mean that every week when we say the hostess with the mostest. But y'all better be following her instructions. That's the part I'm talking about right there. Right? Matter of fact, let me challenge you real quick. Remember last week you tried to go get Bobo to come listen? And then they said something finally. Look, go get them first now. Go get your peoples. Tell them to get on this broadcast tonight. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Praise the Lord to my Christian brothers and sisters, to my revolutionaries who got Black Power, and to those who love and want to see a better humanity. Peace and blessings. Here we are again, the 7th Region Coalition here on Thursday Night Talks to help save lives. And you know daggone well what you're going to get tonight. They're not going to get it right on the Tail Live Vision. So as you're doing your part, I want to remind you about who we are. Think about this. A people struggling in darkness. A people going through treacherous waters in a treacherous time. But there's a lighthouse that gives proper guidance. There's a lighthouse that tells you to go left when you're supposed to go left, right when you're supposed to go right. So we like to be that lighthouse, dear family. And you know why we do this? Because we love you.
that's
My
right.
dear sister Kalila, assalamu alaikum, man.
Wa alaikum salam. Listen, I was brought up in the public school system, so I can't multitask real well. But I'm gonna try. But praises be to Allah. Thank you all so much for joining us, this brothers. And I just want y'all to know how hard we work.
That's right. Tell them.
That's real talk.
We work so hard
Real
to
talk.
where I really don't. I haven't got any sleep for the past week. I mean, Sister Michelle could bear me witness because we were up all night. And for those who know me, I'm up in 5 o'clock in the morning for prayer, of course, and then I'm on my bicycle right after. So it's kind of like one of those things. Like my eyes is always like this, right? So, but we work so hard for you because we want you to feed off what we're trying to give you. And it's only to save your life and to make you a better you. So if you want to be a better you, like and share.
That part.
And don't be selfish with this information. Don't be selfish. Like and share and give us some information. Give us some content. So let us know that, hey, I need this. Can you research this for me? I heard this was going on. Can you verify that? Because that's all we're giving you is actual facts.
That's right.
Come on.
So, Brother Phil, back to you.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much, Sister Kalila, Brother Lau, Sister Michelle, for opening this thing up. Hotep, Abargani, Alafia, Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour, bonsoir, wherever you are, EST, CST, ET, Mars time. I don't care where you are right now. You're in the best place you could possibly be, and that's right here, right now. And so, thank you for joining us. We will not belabor the point, as our sister said. Let's get into this.
Come on now.
All right. Topic 1. All right. The war on non-vaccinated people.
There's a war on non-vaccinated people?
World
That's what
War
they say,
III,
brother.
World War IV.
Look.
It's a war.
Brother Phillip,
Somebody break that down. Somebody break that down for us, please.
it's a war. You didn't hear President Biden come out, Brother Phillip, and declare that the reason why COVID-19 is spiking is because of us unvaccinated people.
Right.
Lies.
Right.
Brother
Yeah.
Lau, I have a question. So how are unvaccinated people to blame if fully vaccinated people can still spread it and get it again?
Well, that's a good question, brother.
Look.
You know what, Sister Kalila, you know what? I think seeing is believing. And I don't know what people know about this particular topic, but have you all noticed there, family, that there's so much pressure and negative energy? Like you made a wrong decision not to get vaccinated. Matter of fact, like you made an unintelligent decision, but you did more research than everybody else, but you made an unintelligent decision. There's a war on the unvaccinated.
Well, you know what? That's a very good segue. And what I'm going to do is basically show you a video of one of our dear brothers, brother Daniel, actually getting. I'm just going to show the video.
I was going to say, go ahead, Sister Kalila, because
I just don't have
some good information.
Coming to a neighborhood near you.
I got a comment
knocking on your door real soon.
Let's go for it, Sister Kalila. Let's go. Come on.
Peace, family. So let's check it out. I thought that it was going to be a little bit further out, but clearly it's not. This morning, the first knock at my door came in my pajamas with these people trying to push the COVID-19 vaccine. So real quick, I want to tell you my experience so that you can be prepared for it, but also tell you some of the things that I observed and found out. Number one, they come to the door very humble. And the reason for that is they have not sent in the quote-unquote strike forces that you heard the White House press secretary Joseph Biden talk about. The first phase of this door-to-door campaign is the local community organizations. Now, in the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, I want to remind you, we have a question and answer that talks about how the wicked of this world always come under the shield of a holy and righteous or good organizational name, but behind the good name, they're hiding their dirty practices. So when they came to the door, first of all, I recognize the group because they do a lot of good for the community. They feed, they got the food pantries, they got some programs and all of that good stuff. I was like, okay, dang, I can see that. I can see it already. But then the second phase was after we had our conversation, and I'm going to bore you with the details. But they just want to know some basic details. They want to plug you into information. The guy was very respectable because, of course, he's a community worker, right? And he knows how to talk to the people. But he just wants to collect data. While he and I were talking, there's another person on the side, a young lady that has a clipboard. She's the one recording all of the information and data that's going to be reported back to the federal government. Okay? Now, check out some of this. You would be like, man, you a conspiracy theorist, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guy. They have excellent programs. Look, they're giving out. I took the information, of course, because I gotta keep my people informed. But they took a flyer out for food pantry. Those of you who have been struggling with COVID and employment, and we're gonna give you free food. Good organization. They give you, look at this, free Uber ride. If you just take the vaccine, we'll get you to the destination. We'll let you get your shot, and we'll take you back home. It's on us. Don't worry about it, buddy. All right? Free Uber rides. They got a bunch of clinics and locations throughout the community where you can get the shot. Whole list of it. I get it. Inform the people of where they can fall free to open door. But then look at this. They got July workshops. They talk about affordable housing. So when you get all of these brochures about all of these decent programs that are taking place in the community, it almost makes you feel like, hey, what's the harm? Come on, this is just a regular good organization. They're just pushing what's good for the community. But this is the Trojan horse. They're using a good organization's name to shield their dirty religion and their dirty practices to try to convince us to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, look at this one. This is one of the ones that stood out to me. This is a City of Chicago identification card, and they say that it's tied into your transit, to your pharmacy and drugs, to all these things. But we know that this will be what is used to start identifying who's vaccinated and who's unvaccinated. And if you don't have the card that can be scanned and get approved, then you're going to be banned from coming in this place. Banned from, hey, listen, we don't care. All right, so this phase one is the softball approach, using local community organizations to push the agenda. Phase number 2 is after that lady from the sideline puts in her data about how I was burned with my hair up. Right? She's going to go back and report that is going to be put in, and they're going to logistically lay out the communities where the most resistance to the vaccine is coming from. And then they're going to come back with phase 2, which is going to be threats. Hey, listen, do you have a link card? Do you take rent, buddy? Do you have Section 8 housing? Well, the federal government is saying that you must take the vaccine. So if you don't want to lose those benefits that we give you, you're going to need to go ahead and get punctured in the threat phase. And we know that the final phase is eventually they're going to try to force the vaccination on us. So I just want to give y'all that detail. I thought that this was going to be like something down the line a couple of months from now. These motherfuckers knocked on my door this morning. So take this seriously, y'all. If y'all need support, details on what you should say, I'll just tell you my rebuttal. They asked, why did I not take the vaccine? I simply said, listen, America's history with Black people, why would I trust them when they're super thirsty to get this drug put into my arm? And that was just my softball answer. I wanted to see how far he could go. And the young Hispanic guy, he was like, listen, dude. He was like, listen, our community got us out here. This is the agenda. You know, of course, they got financed by the government to do these things. But he was like, man, dude, you remind me of a Black military buddy that I got. He said he was a Marine, and he said some of the same things that I was sharing with him, but the guy didn't even want to go into the whole conversation. He just wanted enough data that she could record on her little map, and they could take it back. He, cool dude, nice dude, great organization. I have nothing against the organization. It's unfortunate, that the devil is using them to shield their dirty practices. Peace.
Wow.
2021.
Listen, here's the thing I want to say about that is because he's the fact that they're using organizations to pump this is absolutely diabolical. How do you go? You take an organization, you're putting your nasty face on it. Right? You're going to go to people's homes and try to talk. And if you ask them, because I don't know if Brother Daniel had asked them, but if he had asked them if they took it, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, no, I'm not taking it. So why would you come to somebody's house?
Come on.
Right, it's a job. That's right. Someone of our guests said it's a job.
That's real talk. So they're
like, well, I'm just trying to feed my family. See, that's what they're doing. They're using these. Go ahead.
You right on it. They're using it. And look, they came to one of my organizations.
Uh-oh.
How y'all gonna hit it first? It's not just going on in Chicago. They came to our organization, one of our organizations. And I want to give those of you out there who want to fight but don't know how to fight some language to teach you how to stand your ground. Because the truth of the matter is, when you're dealing with our families, when you're dealing with our organizations, even our churches, not our house of worship, but many churches out there, you have a mixed population of some people who are vaccinated and some people who are not. And so you still have to serve your whole population. But in terms of the vaccination as an organization, just tell them this. Our stance on the vaccination, we are pro-awareness.
I like that. I like that, brother.
Like that. Tell them that you are pro-awareness.
That's
and
right.
And stop letting them trick you. Like with this whole war right now. Y'all heard them. They're trying to say that it's the unvaccinated people, right, that's driving up the COVID. We got news for you on that.
Now, listen, before I want to mention this, and then, and everybody else can go, and then we can move on to topic 2. But I want to say this. I want y'all to, did y'all hear Brother Daniel when he said, as the brother had his attention, there was somebody standing beside him, the person writing and taking notes for what the brother was telling the other brother. So, family, be careful. You don't have to say anything.
That's right.
Just like Brother Lau said, I'm pro-awareness. And thank you. You have a wonderful day. And shut the door.
And shut the door.
Pretty soon, they're going to have somebody real quick, Brother Philip. Pretty soon, they're going to have a third person standing behind the person with a clipboard with a needle.
Yeah, we give it to you right now.
That's right.
We got you. You know what? one of the questions I would encourage folks to ask when they come to your house, ask them if they took the vaccine. Because
That's right.
We will find, and I'm finding more and more that people that are in that industry, that there's maybe I think right now, and I hope, forgive me if I'm wrong, but there's like 40% of health workers at Jackson Memorial have not gotten the vaccination. I'm talking about the ones that are giving it. Okay? That's a regular, and I know some people myself that it's part of their job, but they're not taking it. So I would encourage you, like ask the person that come and knock on your door, did you take the vaccine?
Right.
And then irregardless of their answer, I'm gonna tell you, like my homegirl told me they asked her if she was vaccinated. She said, I identify as a vaccinated person.
Have I been vaccinated? Absolutely. They don't need to know what you've been vaccinated.
She ain't even go that deep, Sister Michelle, because if you got that white woman that was identifying as a black woman that was the president of the NAACP, Dorisol, something like that, I think was her name.
Right.
And if right now you can have a man competing in the Olympics as a transgender in the weightlifting category because he identifies as a woman, right? Then I identify as a vaccinated person.
Let him not win that gold medal. I got some words for him.
You feel me? Because I looked up the definition of vaccinate, and it means to treat with a vaccine to produce immunity against a disease. That's what vaccinate means.
So you mean the Celebrating Coalition is a vaccine?
There you go, brother. So when they ask you, you identify as a vaccinated person, did you take the shot? Yeah, I took the shot. I took a shot of sea moss this morning. Vitamin C. Yeah. I identify as a vaccinated person.
Right.
Sister Kalila, don't we got some proof, Sister Kalila?
Absolutely. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Because I'm telling you, Brother Lau, they are really on our tail. But they just don't understand, by the grace and mercy of Allah, we 12 steps ahead of them.
Come on.
We are 12 steps ahead of them.
Listen closely, family. Listen closely. Top health experts. Top health experts.
Vaccinated people are spreading the Delta. Really?
That ain't what the Child Eye Vision is saying most of the time.
Right.
They're trying to convince us. Right? It doesn't even make.
Now, Brother Lau, look at where it's coming from. The hill.
The hill. On top. The top.
Right.
I think that's a pretty popular, I believe, what is it, news? I've seen a lot of articles from them. They're pretty popular.
Right. But it's not as popular because we don't do enough reading.
Apparently not.
They're a respectable news outlet. But what they're saying, they're saying the CDC currently does not require vaccinated individuals to undergo regular testing. That's the root of it, right? So they're not requiring people to take tests no more like they were before. So then it goes on. Then it goes. Now that's an important part right there, because I think Biden also made the announcement that they're going to start upping the tests again. But the article goes on to say, as some states report marked upticks in COVID-19 infections, while the Delta variant becomes the most common strain in the U.S., public health experts are encouraging further vaccinations to help curb transmission. Some experts, however, warn that vaccinated individuals may still be capable of contracting and transmitting COVID-19. We know that. That's a fact, okay? We know that. Now, speaking to Insider Christopher Murray, the director of the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, said that not testing vaccinated people, as the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends, may be overlooking some transmission.
Now, Brother Philip, if you do that, Brother Philip, let me ask you, if you do that during the same time frame that you tell everybody to take their mask off,
Yeah. Come
during
on.
the same time frame where you tell vaccinated people, use goods to go now. Use all right.
Y'all don't need no
And
mask.
then you open up all, not some, but all of the sports stadiums. Sister
Listen,
Kalila, don't we got more proof?
Brother, listen, we have more proof. However, go to the Seventh Region Coalition at Facebook.
thank you. Thank you. Listen, and do this. Scroll down. You'll find all the there.
Right. Brother, look, we got to go to the next topic, brother.
Thank you. Topic number 2. That's what I was going to
Stand your ground.
Look,
Stand your ground, you
we on the same
unvaccinated
page.
geniuses.
Okay. All right. So topic number 2. Now this conversation that we're having right now, this discussion that we're having leads right into topic number 2. Vaccinated people are still getting COVID. I wonder why.
No way. Are you serious about that? Oh, some of you out there who are listening, right? How important is it right now? Because first, let's talk to our vaccinated population out there. If you could still get COVID-19 and you're vaccinated, wouldn't you want to know it? Or would you want to think that you couldn't get it and then get real sick? Think about that.
Wow. But you know what? This goes back to the whole conversation about it's how they're promoting it.
Right.
Most people, even though they have said from the very beginning, it is for emergency use only.
Still ain't approved it.
Still haven't approved it. Probably will not approve it because they know the facts. They know it. They're just not saying it. Their agenda for this is much different than you getting better or staying healthy. We just know that people are being bombarded by such negative media, propaganda, and they're not doing the simple thing, the common sense thing. Just do a little research.
Right.
It doesn't take a whole lot. Just do a little bit.
My
and
goodness.
then you'll find people are getting sick. People are dying. People are getting injured by the vaccinations. They're not telling you that. They're telling you, well, it's just a small number. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know who wants their family member to get affected to be in that small number or their family member to die from it. Who do you want to be? Do you want to have somebody in your family or you be the one that they're talking about? Oh, it was only 1,000 people.
Only 1,000 people. Only
1,000 people.
It's only 2,500. That's it. That's all. Out of millions, it's only 25,000 people lost their lives. 25 people who lost their lives. Yeah. So it's okay that if it's your family member, how would you feel?
And Sister Michelle, they keep a good count now.
Go
to the CDC website. Oh, you all didn't know that? They count the deaths from the vaccination.
Oh, yeah.
They count. They literally count every adverse reaction reported, but they don't report those numbers to you. But go to the CDC website.
That's it. It's right there. We're not telling you nothing that's not evident. Just go look. Just a little research. And I'm just going to remind everybody, just because you get the vaccination does not mean you can't get COVID. It does not mean that you're safe. It doesn't mean anything. You're still going to have to wear your face mask.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Sister Michelle, because right in your neck of the woods, it clearly indicates here, fully vaccinated Miami-Dade residents are getting affected with COVID-19.
Why is this not headline news?
Why?
Oh, it is right here.
Right.
Good question, Brother Lau. Good question.
Fully vaccinated Miami-Dade, United States of America, wherever you are on this globe that have taken the vaccine, it does not keep you from getting COVID-19.
That's right. That is absolutely correct.
Real talk.
If I may, there is actually to supplement that. I know that's in South Florida. You know, we crazy in South Florida, y'all. That's my people. I love them. We 305 all day. Okay, 305. But
was that, Sister Kalila, was that the news story that had the video where they actually tell people that they can still get COVID? I think it was right in that same article right there.
Let's take a look.
Now, family, if I were you, I would listen.
So hospitals like Jackson Memorial here say that they are also seeing our numbers are creeping back up, and that just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you're in the clear. The reality is the numbers are up, a 7.8 positivity rate, and some of those patients are already vaccinated.
The vaccines are still preventing deaths, that's for sure. However, it's really important for people to realize that vaccines, like every public health measure, are not 100%.
The uptick even hitting Miami-Dade County government. Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz and his chief of staff testing positive, both already vaccinated too. They've been in Surfside at the collapse site around local leaders and first responders.
And at an abundance of caution, those of us who were in close proximity have been tested.
I had thought I was sick. A similar story for Erin Newberg. She got the Pfizer vaccine months ago, but got COVID just last week. Her symptoms are pretty bad, trouble breathing, but could have been worse. Doctors say between the new variants spreading, the holiday gatherings, and an overall lack of mask wearing now, they're not surprised to see our numbers on the move again. The vaccine is a way to prepare your body ahead of time.
They told me that had I not been vaccinated, I might have had to have been intubated because they say that the vaccine alleviates some of the symptoms.
It's kind of like the difference between if you find out an hour before that a hurricane's about to hit your house versus being given 2 weeks notice and all the equipment you need to get your place set up and safe. So that's what you get with the vaccine, a nice advance notice to your immune system.
I thought that was a really good analogy right there, especially down here in South.
That's a good
Thought
analogy.
that was a pretty good analogy, huh?
That was a good analogy, right? Yeah, it's
you hear that analogy, right?
The
storm is coming. COVID's coming. The only difference is you got 1 hour, or we're gonna let you know it's coming. So all the vaccine does is prepare your body to do what your body should already be doing. If you're preparing your body for the comorbidities that are really killing our people.
I'm sorry, Brother Lau. What is that system called that helps fight off foreign things that may come into your body? What is that called?
The immune system.
Because maybe everybody forgot that you have an immune system, and as long as you're strengthening your immune system, it should be able to, put off the signals, turn on the alarms, let you know something's coming.
Right, and you don't need a vaccination to do that. But then you know what, Brother Philip, you made an excellent point about Miami. Y'all ain't that.
I'll get ready to go get my mask in the house. Good Lord.
However, there is another area in the United States that are also having the same similar situation, and residents are actually dying. This is coming from the Hill.
Yeah, that's you talking about New Jerusalem.
My.
Over there in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, man, they got New Jersey health officials say that almost 50 fully vaccinated people have died from COVID-19, according to data through July 12th. The New Jersey Advanced Media reported on Wednesday. Donna Lusner, a spokeswoman for the State Department of Health, told the news outlet that all 49 people who died were over 50 years old. 30 were over 80 years old. 13 people were between 65 and 79 years old, and 6 were between 50 and 64 years old.
Wow.
So I know some of y'all want to write it off that these are just older folks. I just celebrated my 50th birthday this week.
Exactly.
And they know all my numbers.
Right? But did you hear the lady in the news story? The lady in the news story before that, Brother Philip, didn't she just say, but the vaccine is definitely keeping people from dying?
That's what she said.
Not those 50 and the other ones we don't know about as this continues to escalate.
Right. And the ones that are injured and disabled. Right. Okay, go ahead.
They be playing with it.
Listen, I don't know why people think that for some reason if you die from the vaccine, that you can jump out of the grave and ask for another shot. I don't.
Oh, you mean the other shot that they get ready to give to people who already got the 2 shots? The boost? Oh, my bad. I should have warmed that up to you all. I didn't mean to let you all know that.
See, that was a warning system. You ain't giving the warning system, brother.
The hurricane one day. Here's your 1 month warning, because they're coming in September with the boosters. So get ready for that hurricane.
Hey, by the way, we got some beautiful, beautiful comments, man, that are on the side. I love the StreamYard, y'all. Well done.
Yeah.
They're throwing it out there. Sister. Thank you, Sister Kim. I really appreciate it. You always check in regular. And Sister Ade Isaias broke down the vitamin D3 and zinc. Yeah, these things that we need to do in order to boost our immune system. Brother Tony was out selling the Final Call newspaper, and 2 people tried to give him a vaccine brochure, and he asked them, "Are you vaccinated?" They said, "No, we not."
Hit me.
These people play too much, man. They're like, I ain't got no vaccination. I ain't getting it.
Oh my God.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
All right. Moving to the next topic.
Come on, topic 3. So let's talk about it. Cuba. Black folks' misunderstanding of the issues Cuba is facing. Let's talk about that. Because Cuba is, I don't know, but I mean, my heart goes out to Cuba because they always got something going on. But what I love about Cuba is that they're resilient.
Yes, they are.
It doesn't matter what circumstances, they find a way. And for the simple fact, because we talked about this last week, for the simple fact that they're now talking about sending they nasty vaccines there, like they don't need your vaccines, they got their own stuff. What the heck they're gonna do with your stuff? But anyway, I digress.
You know what? Let me deal with our poor black folk for a minute first. I got a bone to pick with you, right? All you black so-called leaders, all you black so-called organizations. And yes, I read a couple of letters from some black organizations that are supporting this whole Cuba made-up scam. Oh, family, why are you getting your issues mixed up?
That's right.
Why are you not getting informed? So I'm going to give you ignorant folk. And it's all right. Ignorant just means we don't know. Some of you all don't know nothing about Cuba. And you raising the Cuban flag and you pointing the gun, say, get rid of the government, but don't even know it's the United States government that's keeping Cuba in the condition that it's in.
That's
educated. Right. So here's some instruction. Go to our Facebook page.
Come on.
Watch the 3-part series. They're only 12 minutes long. For all our lazy folk that really ain't doing nothing since Kalila.
They ain't doing nothing.
There's a clip on it that you can actually hear. Some of you never heard Fidel Castro even speak before. There's a clip on our page you should hear. But be careful, dear brothers and sisters. They want us to get out in front and fight for them. I'll get out in front and fight for them if they point at the right enemy. But Cuba has been doing so much more than most other countries when it comes to supporting not only COVID-19, but supporting black liberation movements all over this world.
Yeah, and may I add something to that, family? I just wanted to add to the fact that you got to ask it, like Brother Lau said something very key, and that was ignorant. The root of the word ignorant is to ignore. Now, it's one thing to not know, and it's another thing to put your head in the dirt or put your hands and your fingers in your ears and not what la 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 la. Remember how we was little children we used to do that?
That's past ignorant. That's stupid.
That's stupid. You're literally ignoring the fact. I just want to give you a number that recently the United Nations General Assembly voted on whether or not to continue the embargo on Cuba. There were 184 countries in favor of stopping the embargo. There were only two countries voted to maintain the embargo. That was the United States and Israel. Okay?
Interesting.
And there were 3 countries that abstained. This has been over the past 20 some odd years, that has been the regular vote that the majority of countries in the world are against stopping the embargo. You should at least ask yourself the question, is it possible that everybody else is wrong and just the United States and Israel are right? Just ask yourself that question. Okay?
How about this question, brother Phil? How many times have the United States and Israel been wrong and the rest of the world been right?
We start
Afghanistan, World Trade Center. There's quite a few. There's quite a few that, you know, there are weapons of mass destruction, and then later on you had to come out and say we were wrong. There were not any weapons of mass destruction. That was a huge fiasco and debacle. So as Brother Lyle mentioned it earlier, and me, see, my grandfather's Cuban. I'm a black Cuban, Asian, Asiatic black man. Okay.
Come on.
It's very important for us to be able to look at these things through the lens of fact as opposed to the lens of emotion. Okay?
Right.
So we're not going to just jump. The problems in Cuba are complex. They're multi-layered. But you cannot go and try to impose a system of democracy, a false system of democracy, on a people who reject that system.
Okay, Michelle.
Yes,
Sister
sir.
Michelle, didn't the 7th Region Coalition actually host an interview with a representative from the Cuban embassy?
That's right. The third secretary.
How many of you other organizations who have jumped on this so-called bandwagon have done that? Go look at that interview with our beloved brother, Daniel Manicall, right here on our Facebook page, 7th Region Coalition, and hear firsthand.
That's right.
That's right. I mean, we got so much content on the page, family, that I think that it deserves going in and taking a look. Again, we're not just here just to throw things at you. This is information to arm you so that you know what choice you're making and what other countries, what the U.S. is doing to other countries. That's Cuba, right. What can Cuba do to the U.S.? Let's just talk about that for a second. What can they do, right? They're in the middle of this pandemic, because now everybody wants to say post-pandemic. Right. If that's what you want to call it. But
definitely post.
Right. But what has Cuba done? Why would you make the people of Cuba suffer? Because they don't want to do what you want them to do.
Right.
They don't. It's all about.
I know why.
Go ahead.
I know why, Sister Michelle. Didn't Cuba just send its first batch of its own vaccinations to Venezuela not even 30 days ago?
That's right.
Matter of fact, about a week before these so-called protests.
That's right.
Cuba can't even get the materials they need to hold and transport their vaccinations because the USA won't let them into the country.
That's
well, you got to realize the United States always wanted to be the white hope. You so
right. You save the day.
The white great
somebody showing them off or showing a better tactic on what they need to be doing for their people, then they want to be the bully. Oh, you trying to show out? You trying to show off for me? Okay, I'm not going to give you this, and I'm not going to give you that. I'm going to block this, and I'm going to block that. So then you in the white hope.
Sister Kalila, you mean you talking about blocking the same Cuba right now that has been recommended for a Nobel Peace Prize?
Right.
For the work that is done in over 11 countries to support efforts to defeat COVID-19.
Right.
Wow.
Cuba.
And you know, one more thing on Cuba, because it's a tiny island, but just putting it into a historical context, I don't want us to forget about the Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 1960s.
That's
because
right.
Cuba stands to be a thorn in the side of the United States by communism having a beachhead over here in the Western Hemisphere on this side of the planet. So we're not going to, I don't want us to dismiss the fact that Cuba and the threat of Cuba being a big boy on the block is very real. Okay?
Right.
When you're the biggest boy on the block and another big dude roll up on the block, then all the people that used to take their money from them, they may not want to give you their money no more. They may want to go and pay the other bigger dude to protect them.
Come on.
Okay?
That's right.
So this is the real Game of Thrones that's happening.
Wow, that's
the real,
right.
not the TV show. This is the real Game of Thrones. So there's a whole lot more to it than, you know, they have, and we're gonna get into Haiti in a little while.
Yep.
But all of the other in the Caribbean is why they are set up as colonies. But Cuba resisted the ability to be set up as a colony. And I'm gonna leave it at this. Just go watch The Godfather. Go watch The Godfather. When they wanted to go in there, right, set up, the mob was getting ready to go set up more casinos and whatnot. And Corleone, the Godfather, he came out and said, I don't know if we want to do that, man. Today I saw somebody jump into a car and blow himself up and the driver. I don't think that we want to fight people. It's true. Because you're dealing with the people that's fighting for something greater and bigger than money in themselves, man. So I just want to put it in that context. It's multi-layered, but we're not falling for the okie doke, where we just gonna be like, you know, we're not gonna look at it through a historical lens. Thank y'all so much. Forgive me for being long.
Listen, no, brother Philip. Listen, because that's gonna lead us into our next topic, right, Sister Kalila?
That's right.
Let's talk about it. So, topic number 4. All right, so let's talk about a vaccine apartheid.
What does that?
Now, some of y'all ain't heard the word apartheid since South Africa,
right?
And the shame on the rest of you who heard the word and associated with South Africa and didn't look at the whole entire global apartheid system. So, family, do you see how, number one, all these so-called rich countries, just like they were racing to space, they were racing to get their vaccinations, right?
Right.
And then they wanted their vaccinations, like Sister Cleta said, to be the white hope.
The white hope.
White great hope.
Right. And didn't give a care in the world about the poor countries until now, all of a sudden, they want to make sure that all these indigenous countries receive these doses of vaccination. So what is their plight? Oh, you poor people of the world, it's a shame. You have all these health injustices. You should have just as much right to the vaccination as we do. It's not fair. Take all the ones we don't want. Here. Silly rabbit.
Don't fall for it. Fix it for kids. Don't do it.
You know, when we first started discussing it, it dawned on me, and I wanted to get a better understanding. And you know, maybe somebody could put it in layman's terms. What does that mean? What does vaccination apartheid mean? Anybody can break that down?
I think we just did, brother.
I got an article. So I know that in South Africa. I'm a little slow sometimes, so y'all gotta forgive me, man. You know, I wasn't exactly.
That's what it is. They're trying to make it seem, Brother Phil. They really are. They're trying to make it seem like the poorer countries who have been given unequal and unfair access to the vaccine, they should break up that apartheid system and give vaccines to the whole free poor world.
That sounds like what they tried to do with the Black community, isn't it?
Okay.
Did they just say stuff like we were just disproportionated and they had to get it to us first because, you know, it was just this disparity in the Black community? Isn't that what the same thing that they said about us?
It totally is.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, too, they're actually saying that Africans want this vaccination. And they feel like they're discriminated against because they're not getting the vaccination like we're getting the vaccination in the United States. So that's what that means, Brother Philip. They said that Africans are saying, hey, give it to me. Hit me with your best shot, whatever arm you want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
even though we ain't got COVID.
Even though we don't got COVID, even though we got all the remedies over here, but y'all hating on us. That's why y'all ain't getting us a vaccination. So that's what this vaccination apartheid means.
Well, thank you for breaking it down, because when I heard vaccine apartheid, I was like, oh, so if you're not vaccinated, they're gonna come and put you in a camp, concentrate. Because I don't think that's too far away either. You feel me?
No,
I don't think that's too far away, especially after what Brother Daniel broke down, and they coming knocking on doors and they taking data down so that they can make sure they can come back to that same house. Y'all ain't there yet? You got a unmarked vehicle right on the outside. We're gonna need you to step in there. You know what you remind me of, brother Philip?
Brother Philip. You remind me of the idea. It's making me ask how we used to say in the hood, why come? Why come? Why come they didn't feel this way about diabetes? Why come they didn't feel this way about heart disease? Clout, gout, doubt. If it's a disease, black folk, we got it. But all of a sudden, COVID is worse than all of that. And COVID has been saying something. COVID is singing the blues. COVID is saying, have you seen my old friend flu?
Oh, my old friend. Oh, because it's coming right with the COVID. That's the cousin.
That's funny.
Oh,
Hey, I know we're gonna jump into a next topic, but over here in the comment section, I think just a quick pause for the cause. We got a message from Brother Timothy Muhammad, who said, Assalamu alaikum, family. Hey, no one ever got back with me on the How to Eat to Live book. And I'm like, we got to address that right now, Brother Timothy Muhammad.
Hold on. Go ahead, Sister Kalila.
Here's the receipt. Look, we Muslims get actual facts.
What you got right there, Sister Kalila?
Right on to you, Brother Timothy.
That's right, Brother Timothy.
Look, this sister Kimberly get her book. I know she's
on in there. Maybe she got an unvaccinated post person and she got hers, and the post person got vaccinated. You didn't get yours.
Well, listen, Sister Kim, please let us know if you got your books.
Right,
Timothy, we absolutely got. Sister Kalita made sure
I'm gonna track it for you. I got a tracking number. I definitely will track it for you.
That's how much we love you.
That's right. We keep our
so it's on the way, brother Timothy. It's on the way.
You know what, Sister Kalila? I don't know.
On the way, brother Timothy.
That piece of that big brother that we love, is that ready by any chance, Sister Kalila?
Yes.
Because this might be a good point. Because this conversation we're having right now, family, look, we always been sick. Family, we were sick as hell before COVID. And we need to recognize our condition. And there was for those who don't know, the immune system is about self-defense. And there was a beautiful clip from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan from 2018 at a national self-defense training.
Okay.
And if you really look at our condition, family, whether you are vaccinated or not, we all need to take better care of ourselves.
Come on, play this. Beautiful.
I'm like a traffic cop.
Yes, sir.
Standing in front of the grave, slowing down our rush into the grave.
Come on.
He didn't say I could stop you from entering the grave, but we sure can slow it down.
Come on.
By learning how to eat to live. Go ahead. How to think in accord with right eating. Go ahead. How to act in accord with right eating and thinking. And when you do that, you create the most powerful force that there is. You create love. It's easy to love when someone is trying to be right. I want to thank the assistants to the masters Boy, did you all go through something. Yes, sir. I said, my little sister. I said, that's a sister, isn't it? And the brother wasn't sparing the sister. No, sir. That's right. No, sir. I said, she must be preparing to get married and take no foolishness. Now, the wife of the uncle,
Come on.
of Mr. W.D. Fard, lives in the wilderness of North America and weighs other than herself. All right. So she's troubled with headaches, arthritis, pains in all joints, can't walk up to the store. Her pulse beat is around 80 times per minute, and she died at 46 or 7. One of the great problems of Black America is obesity. I'm not talking to fat people up in here. But there might be one or two. But brothers and sisters, the condition of our women and our men is absolutely unacceptable. Yes, sir. The uncle of Mr. W.D. Fard, he too lives in the wilderness. And he's in bad shape. And he weighs more than his height. I had to study that problem. Because I want to know, how can somebody weigh more than their height? Well, I think we are teaching that lesson. Because if you're 6 feet tall, your skeletal frame is made to take with ease the right weight. But as the uncle of Mr. W.D. Fard, who really is in bad shape mentally, he can't pass by the store. She can't walk up to the store, but he can't pass by the store if food is being ordered.
It's our condition.
Our sisters are so upset that the only solace and comfort that we have is eating as much as we can to hide the problems that we face on a daily basis.
Wow.
You talk about timely guidance, family. Did he just describe our real pandemic?
Wow. Well,
don't go for the okie doke, family.
I don't even know what to
still
say.
have to take care of ourselves.
You
still got to take care of ourselves.
What you say, Sister Michelle?
That's right. I'm just like this. That's right. That's our minister. That's right. All right. So let's. Wow. All right. Well, then let's move into the topic number 5. I don't want to add no more to that. Perfect. Topic number 5. All right. Vaccine doses that needs to be disposed by the end of July. Toxic waste and toxic dump. Now, they have a history, and I learned this in when I was in school about how they got rid of fluoride and how they sold the American Dental Association that it was supposed to be good for the teeth. So they had an overabundance because of the war, and they had to dump it somewhere, right? So they dumped it in certain rivers and places, all in different states. And so then that was a 40-year thing, and then they did the studies, and they realized, one, didn't help your teeth, two, it was toxic. So considering that situation, and by the way, all you have to do is look up the history of fluoride. By the way, it's poison. Anyway,
of course.
I'm just saying, just in case you got fluoride in your toothpaste, you drink the fluoride water, and you're giving your babies fluoride water. Anyway, I digress. So now we're talking about vaccines being disposed of, but where are they going to dispose of it? That's the question.
Sister Michelle, I'm glad you brought up the fluoride. A little more background about the fluoride. Fluoride actually is principally derived from the production of phosphate fertilizer. And so what happened was that the companies that were producing fertilizer, they had this residual thing called fluoride. They had to actually pay to dump it out because it's toxic waste. It's not, you can't just go to the dump and go dump it. So instead of paying to get rid of it, what they did was that they convinced the United States government and the fluoride industry, not fluoride industry, probably the health industry, to take it on as something that's good to use topically, right, on the outside, right, for the teeth, so that now not only do you not have to pay to dispose of it, now you're making a profit off of a toxic waste that now you are now encouraging people to use. Something to consider as you go to this next part of this story.
Right, as they consider that, and don't take that down yet, Sister Khalil, leave that right there. And Brother Philip, to prove what you're saying, if folks go to their toothpaste tube right now, ain't that how we say it? Go right now. If it's got fluoride in it, it also has a warning statement on it on your toothpaste that says these words: warning, do not swallow. Yeah, toothpaste. We talk about toothpaste.
Toothpaste, regular toothpaste.
Right, with fluoride. But look at millions of U.S. COVID-19 vaccine doses are set to expire by the time Biden said he wanted everyone to be vaccinated. Or it doesn't say in the headline. Or does it say millions of U.S. COVID-19 vaccine doses are set to be shipped and hurry up and sold as quickly as possible to other poor countries because they're about to expire? What's really going on?
Wow. Sounds like there's dollar signs behind all of this, Brother Lau. Not saving lives. Not saving lives.
They're not saving lives, family. Going to rush you to get a vaccine so they can just get rid of their product. Like it's all about sales, huh?
Exactly.
It is when you're marketing death.
It's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm so it's ridiculous. So we were having this discussion.
They're not going to throw them things away.